Well, hello everybody. This is Gary Cooper giving you the third part of our multi-part blog on halibut fishing. This is all brought to you by Pedder Bay Marina. It's a great place to park your boat. It's a great place to launch your boat, go camping, go RVing, have a coffee, buy lunch, or just to hang out. But really, the best thing you can do when you're at Pedder Bay Marina is hop in that boat and go halibut fishing. So this is the third part of our blog. The first part was understanding Navionics. Navionics is an app that you can get on your iPhone or your Android device, and it really helps you locate the humps and the bumps, as well as show where you are in relationship to those humps and bumps and all those places that you like to go fishing. So it's really important to look at that first blog. The second one was an anchoring, or buying an anchor. When you go shopping for an anchor, what type of anchor should you have? How much chain should you have? How much line should you have? And the ways to retrieve the anchor. So we covered that. Now in the third section here, we're going back to Island Outfitters. We're going to be talking to Ward Bond. Now Ward Bond has been lecturing for years on halibut fishing. Usually you'll see him at the outdoor shows, and sometimes they've given seminars at their shop. But what he's going to do is he's going to go over rods and reels and equipment like harpoons, for example, things that you should have in your boat if you want to have a successful trip halibut fishing. So without further ado, we're going to go to section 3 with Ward Bond and Island Outfitters.
Hi, how's it going today? We're here talking about halibut reels and what's changed in the last few years and what makes a good halibut reel. This is kind of old technology, what we used to sell a lot of, and times have changed. This is a star drag reel where the drag's offset and then geared into the spool. On these type of reels, we used to have a level line that went back and forth with the worm gear under here, and this used to jam up and break. Today's halibut reels, what's changed in them is we have what's called a lever drag reel. And basically these reels don't have a drag that's offset. It's got larger gearing because there's no drag mechanism in here, as well as the drag itself is directly on the spool, which makes for a much smoother drag and more reliable drag. The drag washer is usually the size of the whole circumference of the side of the reel. This is a Telica made by Shimano, which has X-ship in it, which makes it really easy to reel up and down. A fully metal outside of the reel. These sell for about $600 and is a top of the line or a very nice reel. We also have Okuma, who's made some nice reels lately. This is a metalloid reel. This is what we've been fishing on our boats the last little while, and it's a great little reel. Very good drag system. Pull it back, pops into free spool to go down, then you bring up the drag and put the drag range on, and very easy to reel in. With today's Specter fiber, you don't need a real large reel. You can get away with a smaller reel. This is a little bit less money. This is in the $400 range compared to the Shimano. You can always go to a combo reel as well, or a combo rod and reel. Something like, I have a bunch of different ones. I have an Okuma rod and reel here. This is the Salish C rod with an SLX lever drag reel. A very nice little reel from Okuma, and it's been doing well. This whole combo is $299 for the rod and reel. Pretty nice little setup. We also have the Penn Squall combos. We have them in a 40 and a 60 size. It's a lever drag reel by Penn, and it's been pretty good over the last few years. These are in the same price range, $289, and they're a very good reel as well. And they're all lever drag reels, which makes it quite easy to reel up. One of the things about a rod that you want to look at, with the reel being on the top, if you have a gimbal butt in the bottom, it makes it easy to lock into a belt and doesn't cause a lot of the side-to-side action. When you're reeling in a reel like this, you hold it. If you hold it there and lock it into your wrist, that'll stop it from moving as well. There are a couple other combos, the TLD by Shimano, or we've made up our own here with a reel that we've been selling a lot of the last few years, and it's a Finnor reel and a fiberglass Roddy Gator rod, and this is with line is about $289. They're all great combos, and when you get out halibut fishing, you know, just drop them to the bottom, set your drag, and if you hook up a fish and take your time, you shouldn't have much problem getting it in. Talking about line, we have Specter fiber line nowadays. It came out about 15 years ago, and the advance in that is it's made out of polypropylene. So if you took your cutting board basically at home, and what it is it's gel spun. It's stretched out and microwaved together on extruders down in the United States and now starting in China. And what it has more than anything else, it has a super small diameter of line, as well as it doesn't have any stretch. It's actually zero stretch. So when you get a bite on the bottom or something grabs onto your bait, you're gonna know about it right away, and it's gonna make your fishing much better because you're gonna have good fresh bait and they won't steal it when it gets down to the bottom. If you're gonna go halibut fishing nowadays and you're gonna spend a whole bunch of money on gas, your time to go out fishing, and your rods, your reels, your bait, and you hook up a 50-pound plus halibut, the one thing you want to have on the board is a halibut harpoon. It makes it very easy to land the fish with and do that in a safe manner without hooks flipping all over the boat, sticking in your leg or in your hand. And believe me, I've heard the stories and I've actually seen it before. A halibut harpoon works by tying a rope off onto here, and when you stick it in the halibut, the head's going to go through and that's going to come back against the fish and hold it there. Then you can handle it around the boat, you can subdue it and bring it on without having any accidents, and do it quite easily. And for all the stories I've heard of people fishing and losing their fish up beside the boat, this will help a lot. For under $100, it'll save you a lot of heartache.
Now when you're buying, you know, lures and that, while you're in there, you just purchase your rod and reels. There's lots of tackle you can choose from. Halibut are not really that fussy, but sometimes they can be. So, you know, you can buy, you know, different types of jigs. You can buy different types of hook setups, and different type of scents. You know, some good halibut juice, for example, they call it. Anyways, most of your stores will have a good selection of halibut gear and help you on that as well. And when we get later in the blog, we will be showing you how to hook up these setups.